I found my brother's hidden journal. What I read destroyed everything I thought I knew. You ever think you know someone your whole life, only to realize you didn't know them at all? Yeah, that was me. And the person I'm talking about, my brother. This all started 3 weeks ago. I was staying at my parents' house for the weekend. My brother Ryan had moved out almost a year ago, got his own apartment across town, new job, new friends, the whole thing. But growing up, we were inseparable. I mean, people used to think we were twins, even though he's 2 years older. We had that unspoken bond, same humor, same love for old horror movies, same habit of staying up till 3 a.m. playing video games and arguing over which Batman actor was the best. But lately, Ryan had changed. He'd grown distant, quiet, like he was always distracted. Whenever I'd text him, he'd leave me on read. And the few times he did respond, it was weird, short, vague replies. Busy RN or talk later. Then one night, he just disappeared. Didn't show up for work. Phone turned off. Apartment locked. Cops said there was no sign of foul play. And since he was an adult, there wasn't much they could do. He probably just needed a break, they said. But I knew something was wrong. So when I was at our parents' house that weekend, I decided to do what I promised myself I wouldn't do. Go through Ryan's old room. I figured maybe he left behind some clue, something, anything that might explain what the hell happened to him. At first, it felt like I was just walking into a time capsule. Same posters on the wall. Same creaky floorboards. His old gaming setup, dusty, but still there. It was like he never left. But then I noticed the drawer. His desk had 3 drawers on the left side, but the bottom one, yeah, that one, it was locked. Which was odd, because Ryan never used to lock anything. Never. It was one of those old metal drawers with a flimsy lock, the kind you could pop open with a flathead screwdriver. So I did. And when I opened it, there was just one thing inside, a black leather-bound journal. No name. No title. Just plain, worn-out leather, like it had been handled 1,000 times. I hesitated. It felt wrong to open it. But my gut told me, read it. So I did. The first entry was dated 4 months ago. I think someone's following me. At first, I thought I was just being paranoid. But now I'm sure. I've seen the same car outside my building 3 nights in a row. Black SUV. Tinted windows. Never parks for long. Just sits there. Waiting. Okay? Weird start. I flipped the page. It's getting worse. Today, I found my door unlocked. I always double-check. Always. Nothing was stolen, but I could feel it. Someone had been inside. I started getting this weird, icy feeling down my neck. Ryan was afraid, and Ryan never got scared. He was the kind of guy who laughed during horror movies. I told Mom and Dad I'm fine. They wouldn't understand. Hell, nobody would. But I can't ignore it anymore. Whoever's watching me, they want something. And I think they know about the box. The box? What box? I flipped another few pages. Most entries were the same. Talk of paranoia, strange sounds at night, lights flickering, and this ever-growing fear that someone or something was after him. But the deeper I read, the darker it got. And then I found that page. The one that made me stop cold. They finally spoke to me. Not in words. In dreams. I wake up with blood on my hands. Not mine. I don't know what's real anymore. But they said if I don't give it back, they'll come for you next, Adam. That's my name. He wrote my name. My hands were shaking. I read that line over and over, like I was trying to convince myself I'd misread it. But no. It was clear as day. They'll come for you next, Adam. I slammed the journal shut and just sat there, trying to breathe. This wasn't just about Ryan being scared. This was something bigger. Something he'd gotten involved in. Something dangerous. And now, I was involved too. But here's the part that really messed me up. I went back to the drawer to put the journal away. And when I looked again, underneath the journal, I noticed something I hadn't seen before. Flash drive. No label. Just sitting there, like it had been waiting for me all along. I plugged it into my laptop. And what I found on that flash drive, it changed everything. You ever get that sinking feeling in your chest like your heart just dropped through the floor? That's exactly what I felt the second I clicked the first video on that flash drive. There were 6 files total. all unlabeled, all just timestamped with random dates and times. No descriptions, no folders, just raw footage. The first one was dated almost 4 months ago, just like the journal entry I'd read. I took a deep breath and hit play. It was grainy at first, like footage from an old phone. The camera was shaky, handheld. Looked like Ryan was filming from inside his apartment, pointing the camera toward the window blinds. It was nighttime. You couldn't see much, just the edge of the window, some streetlights outside, the faint hum of a TV in the background. And then Ryan whispered, "There it is again. Same SUV. Third night. Just sitting there. No movement. No one's gotten out." He zoomed in shakily. Sure enough, there was a black SUV idling across the street. Tinted windows. No plates I could make out. I waited for something to happen, someone to get out, maybe. But nothing. Just the sound of Ryan breathing and the low rumble of the engine outside. That was it. Video ended. I felt weird. Not scared exactly, but uneasy. Like I was watching something I wasn't supposed to. I clicked the second file. This one was from inside Ryan's apartment again, but he was facing the camera this time. His eyes looked sunken, pale. He hadn't shaved. He looked worn down, like he hadn't slept in days. "Okay," he said, voice shaky. "This is just in case something happens to me. I'm not crazy. I know what I've seen. I know what I've heard." He paused, glancing behind him like someone might have been there. "I've been hearing voices. Not like in my head. I mean real, actual voices. Whispering. Always when the lights flicker. I thought it was the wiring. I had it checked. It's not. And when I try to record the sound, it never picks up. It's like the voices don't want to be heard. But I know what they said last night." He leaned forward until his face nearly filled the frame. "They said the box belongs to them. That box again." He ended the video without explaining what the hell the box was. The third file was different. No Ryan. Just a black screen. But the audio. Heavy breathing. Shuffling. Then a faint, bone-chilling whisper. "Give it back." My hands went cold. That wasn't Ryan's voice. I don't even know if it was human. The rest of the file was static and clicks. No clear footage. No explanation. I tried to fast forward, but it was all just a distorted mess. Like someone or something was scrambling it on purpose. I backed out and stared at the remaining 3 videos. And that's when I noticed something I hadn't before. Each timestamp matched the dates of the journal entries, almost like he filmed right after each time something happened. I opened the 4th one. Ryan was in his bathroom, shirtless, looking into the mirror. There were bruises on his chest and neck, dark purple, like handprints. He held up the camera and whispered, "I didn't do this. I woke up like this. Door was locked. Windows shut. I live on the 3rd floor. No one could have gotten in. But I felt them last night, like cold fingers crawling across my ribs." He looked down at his arms, and I swear to God, as he was talking, I saw something move behind him in the reflection. Something tall, thin, black, just for a second. Then gone. Ryan didn't notice it, but I did. I replayed the video 3 times to be sure I wasn't seeing things. Whatever was haunting him, it wasn't just paranoia. It was real. The 5th file, I'll be honest, almost didn't finish it. It started normal enough. Ryan was sitting on his bed, clearly shaken. "Adam, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, man. I didn't want to drag you into this, but they know about you. I told them you had nothing to do with it, but it didn't matter. They said blood binds the box. That means family." He wiped his face. He was crying. I tried to get rid of it. I buried it. Twice. But every time I do, it comes back. No matter where I leave it. Inside a closet, a river, a damn storage unit, it always finds its way back into the drawer. My stomach flipped. The drawer. The one I'd opened. Where I didn't find any box. But that's when I remembered Ryan had written that journal entry 4 months ago. What if he moved the box? What if it wasn't in the drawer anymore? What if it was? Somewhere else in the house? Just as I had that thought, I heard a loud thump upstairs. I froze. The house was empty. My parents were out for the evening. No one else was home. At least, no one who was supposed to be. The flash drive was still playing. I clicked the final file. But before I could even see what was on it, the power cut out. Just click, gone. Darkness. Dead silence. I sat there, staring at the lifeless screen, surrounded by nothing but the sound of my own heartbeat thudding in my ears. Then came the whisper. Not from the laptop, not from my memory, but from the hallway just outside Ryan's room. Give it back. I didn't move. I couldn't. I just sat there frozen in Ryan's old chair, heart pounding, laptop dead, staring at the doorway like a child waiting for a monster to come in. I told myself it was the wind. Creak. A trick of the mind. But no. That whisper. I heard it. Right outside the room. And it wasn't Ryan's voice. It wasn't mine. It was lower, colder wrong. Give it back. My body finally remembered how to function. I jumped up and slammed the bedroom door shut, twisting the old lock until it clicked. I pressed my back against it, breathing hard, every inch of me soaked in sweat. I reached for my phone dead. Of course. No power. No Wi-Fi. No cell signal in this old house. Like the place had been swallowed by a void. That's when I heard the footsteps. Not stomping. Not walking. Dragging. Like something heavy was being pulled across the floorboards outside the room. Slow. Rhythmic. Getting closer. I grabbed the desk lamp. Flicked the switch. Nothing. Dark. Too dark. I fumbled for the flashlight on my keychain. Tiny thing, barely brighter than a candle. But when it clicked on, I aimed it straight at the door. The dragging stopped. Silence. 10 full seconds of silence. Then a knock. Not loud. Just a soft tap, tap, tap. I didn't respond. Another knock. Then a voice. Adam. It was Ryan. No, it sounded like Ryan. But it was off. Like someone doing a poor imitation of him. Too slow. Too deliberate. I left it for you. I couldn't breathe. I knew it wasn't him. He was gone. Vanished. Missing. And whatever was outside that door wasn't my brother. I backed away slowly, flashlight trembling in my hand, until I bumped into the desk. I needed to find that box. I didn't know why, I just knew it was the only thing that mattered now. I yanked open every drawer, tore through every cabinet, flipped his mattress, threw open his closet. Nothing. Just dust, old notebooks, a few wires, and some clothes that still smelled like his cologne. Then I remembered something. The crawl space.